Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope that you're doing well today, and whenever and wherever you are, that you are filled with more energy than usual today, because the Ascension Symptom Scale is still 99, but I think that our physical energy is coming back. So I hope that you're taking advantage of it if that's happened for you. If it hasn't yet happened, it's on its way. Don't worry. You're going to get a lot more energetic soon. I feel like this week coming up is going to be a really good one. We're almost out of the woods. We got like 2 more days when we're fully out of the Mercury retrograde shadow period. Even though Mercury is direct right now, we still got 2 more days of that. Some quick news. Let's see. I did not write any of this news down. I wrote 3 pages for tonight's episode, and I forgot to write all the news. So, yeah, in the past 24 hours, there was a mass shooting in Texas and one in Ohio. So I guess just pray for El Paso, pray for, I think it was in Dayton, Ohio, less than a week after the guy in California at the Garlic Festival. And he had an AK-47 style gun. So did the guy in Texas. Both of those are appearing now to be racially motivated. All 3 of these people were white guys. No one really knows anything about the Ohio shooting yet, what his motivation. Although I haven't checked it in the past 7 hours, so maybe new light or information has come to light. I'm not sure. So anyway, just pray for that. Try to stay out of crowded areas. I mean, for the next year or 2, because I don't know what's going on with this. It's weird. It's very, very weird. Let's see. There's a huge wildfire in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So again, prayers for Wyoming. A lot of people were evacuated in different areas, and a few hours later, the fire was contained and people came home. But in other areas, they're still out of control wildfires. There's a 500-acre fire in California again. It just goes on and on, doesn't it? Also, part of the beach, a cliff collapsed, killing 3 people in California. And scientists are now saying that this is an ongoing problem. It wasn't a weird anomaly. So it appears like California actually is falling into the ocean. So all you jerks that said California is going to fall into the ocean someday, you're probably right. Nevada, get ready. You're about to have beachfront. I'm just kidding. Probably won't get that bad. What's happening to my California? See, I leave and things fall apart. Just kidding. Obvi has nothing to do with me, but I'm sad for California. I love that state. It's my home state. So let's see what else. There was something else. Oh yeah, I just read a series of articles today and yesterday. Apparently, Target wanted to do some kind of banking related thing. Like they wanted to have their own Target bank and be able to give out Visa cards and MasterCards and maybe even like microloans. And the government allowed it, and Walmart got jealous. So Walmart Corporation applied to have their own Walmart bank, and they were denied. So now Walmart is going into cryptocurrency, but it's going to be a fiat-based crypto where it's going to be like Walmart coins for dollars. I don't know if they're calling it Walmart coins. Who the hell knows? But it's just weird, right? This stuff is getting really weird. And I also found out that there's several crypto-based technologies that are cropping up for people who are being demonetized and kicked off of places like YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook for having information that's edgy or fringy, such as, well, Metaphysical Soul Speak, the podcast, They're not on YouTube. They're absolutely not directing traffic my way, regardless of hashtags. I mean, I could put 30 or 40 or 50 hashtags, and I swear to God, 9 people watch my videos on YouTube. And it's this show, but in the YouTube format. And I mean, it's like ridiculous. It's like really, other channels that talk about the same exact things that I do have 500,000 people, because before they started censorship, they got all their people, and now I'm getting like nobody. It's very weird. I feel like I'm being censored in some ways, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just still too new. I've been doing this for almost 8 months. So yeah, about actually 8 months. It's been 8 months. 7, because I started in January, and January to February would be first month. So yeah, 7 months I've been doing it. So I'm not too upset. I'm advertising and stuff, but I feel like we're all being censored. But apparently it's not just me. I mean, Secure Team was falsely accused of clickbait, and he's never done that. And he got shut down, and he has over 1 million subscribers, maybe 2 million. He has a lot of people. Tyler, and he's excellent. It's an excellent channel, Secure Team 10. And he was censored, and it took a huge letter writing campaign on Twitter to get him to stop. But you guys remember when Alex Jones, he's weird, fringy, a little bit way off color in some of his language, but he was banned from like 5 different websites within like a 48-hour period, and then a week later Facebook dumped him too, just completely closed his account. So he was like completely and totally shut out. In fact, a friend of mine who listens to this show, and you know who you are, her father actually works for Alex Jones and was around when all that crap went down. So a lot of us are being censored. Well, there's all these new ways around that, websites in which we can go speak our mind and can go talk about our spiritual truths. Although one of them that I looked into, it appears that they are very conservative, and they want to be able to have people speak their minds in a racist way, which I think is really wrong. So I don't know, I'm not going to go with that one. But if I ever have anything on one of these platforms, I will definitely let you guys know. So far, so good. I mean, we're going right along, and only a few of my episodes haven't been able to show up on YouTube, but I think it's because of the length, and Spreaker will only forward things that are under 90 minutes, I think is what's going on there, but we'll see. I'm going to have to eventually do a video. Every time I try and upload a video, I get censored. I mean, it'll take like 6 hours for a 5-minute video to upload, and then it uploads, and then all of a sudden it'll say, sorry, this was not uploaded. So anything I talk about spiritually or fringely, or talk about the censorship on YouTube, and where I went instead, to this podcast, they just refuse to even allow it to be shown. Or it will be shown, but suddenly without sound. It's really weird. So anyway, but I thought that was weird that the cryptos, they were into the money. Now they're also doing these platforms in which people can literally be allowed to speak their mind freely, which I do agree in free speech. It's part of our constitutional rights as Americans. If you live in the U.S., you know what I'm talking about. We should be allowed to say whatever the hell we want. Although politeness dictates that certain things we shouldn't say anymore. Language that is misogynistic, for example, or that's anti any kind of group for any kind of reason, obviously. So, just to be polite is just common knowledge. You should be polite in polite society. I always told my kids, you could swear at home if you want. Bad words are there for a reason. And in the past, the bad words that we call bad words now were actually good words. It's just when the Anglos and the Saxons had this massive hatred of each other. One group moved into England, then the next group moved into England and made the first group's words bad. So all the words that get censored from all the Hollywood TV shows or whatever. It's a lot looser on cable, and like Netflix and such. But all the words you can't say on TV. Go look George Carlin's speech on that up. Those words were just normal, common, everyday words back before they were made quote unquote bad words, and they're only made bad words because they were words of a conquered people who were they were forced into living in impoverished conditions, and it was really horrible. Back, the Anglos and the Saxons had this massive rivalry, and that's literally where bad words came from. So back in the day, there were no bad words, like at all. You could say whatever the hell you want. So I don't know. Like I remember growing up, and we weren't allowed to say hell. Like we would get smacked across the room if we said hell. But it's a word in the Bible, so why can't we say it in home, but we go to church and they say hell? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? This isn't making any sense. I mean, that was like my first, well, maybe my second or third reason to distrust organized religion. It's just, I don't know. I like any of it. Anyway, so that was just some of the weird news that I was reading today. I don't know. It was very weird about the crypto thing. I thought it was cool though. It's like good because you know what? We should be able to live free and sovereign outside of all government regulations, within reason, obviously, if we're hurting ourselves or others. But even if we're hurting ourselves, it's just us. It's not, I mean, I don't mean like trying to kill yourself, even though I don't know, even that I think people should have a right to do whatever the hell they want with their bodies. People shouldn't do drugs, but you know what? It's your body. It's your life. Whatever you want. And I don't want to judge anybody. I don't judge anybody. I just feel like most people that do drugs eventually get tired of it and they stop and get clean and help other people get clean, usually, unless they die from the drugs. Anyway, I don't want to get too far off topic here. Let's see here. I think I'll start with, okay, so the the Ascension Symptoms Scale, we are at 99, like I mentioned, but yet I had so much energy, and I feel like if I did, maybe you guys did too, because I've been really seemingly very, very tied to the Ascension Symptoms, and the Schumann resonance. I feel like what other people are reporting, I'm pretty much right there with them, Like, I'll be like, wow, I've been feeling these, 6 or 10 different things, and the next day I'll look it up, it's like, everyone else feeling the same exact thing. Weird. Good. At least I'm ascending. It's so strange. But, all right. Schumann resonance from Italy today says light activity from 9 to 12 UTC with 2 peaks at 19 and 16 hertz. All right, well, that's not much. Snore. Not bad, I guess. See, and that might be why. I mean, maybe it was kind of a little bit relaxed, Let's see here. I'm trying to get this. This website is so insane, the one that keeps moving, but I think maybe I found a secret. We'll see. All right, August 4th. All right. Oh, Alberta, Canada is right the hell back up there. All right, again, let's see. We're going to start with boom, boom, boom. California at midnight was at 151. By 2 o'clock, they went up to 152. By 3, they're at 153, and they're at 155 hertz frequency by 4 a.m. Let's see. And I think it's Hofuf, Saudi Arabia, right? Yeah, Hofuf. That's like a fun word to say too. Say that out loud. Hofuf. Hofuf. That's kind of fun to say. All right, Hofuf, they were up to 117. And they've had like really wild fluctuations. They were down to 0 just like on the 2nd, so 3 days ago. I mean, their chart is nuts. Okay, so they're at midnight we're 117, and then 114 at 1. At 2 they're down to 112 and down to 109 at 3 and 108 at 4. So let's see. But that's still pretty high. I mean, to be honest, that's like up there still. All right. Oh my God, this thing. Okay. Lithuania saw Hertz frequencies of 197 at midnight, 195 an hour later. At 2 a.m. they were at 193, 191 at 3, and at 4 they were down to 190. But that's enormous. That's freaking enormous. Alberta, Canada, our best friend over here, showing us the crazy numbers. They were at 389. They must be having all kinds of paranormal anomalies over there. I would not be surprised if they're having ghosts and like time slips and UFOs. Sasquatch probably walking down the road, thumbing a ride. Seriously, those kind of numbers, I feel like it's got to be some kind of phenomenon going over there. Anyway, 389 at midnight. Hertz frequency remained the same at 1, went down to 390 at 2, and remained that all the way through 4 a.m. All right, so get back over here. Okay, Northland, New Zealand at midnight was at 88, went up to 90 an hour later, went up to 92 at 2 a.m., remained so at 3, and then went up to 93 at 4 a.m. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. In Hulului, South Africa, at midnight was 351 Hertz frequency on the Schumann resonance scale. They went down to 340 an hour later. An hour after that, they went down to 327, and then 313. Woohoo! 313 Detroit. Okay, that's our area code in Detroit. I always called that city the Big D. Someone pointed out how inappropriate it was. I went, well, God, I didn't mean that. Anyway, 313 was in Hulului at 3 a.m., and they went down to 299 at 4 a.m. That's still huge. I mean, they must be having those phenomenons too. If any of you are from these areas, let me know what you feel like. What are your symptoms? Like, I wonder if it's different than the rest of us. If we're all feeling the same symptoms, or if it just depends on the Schumann resonance in our particular area. I know I feel better today because all the storms have passed. It was really overcast today, but no more rain. And it had been rainy for 2 or 3 days. I was in bed for 2 days. I was just like, I'm not moving. I'm not going anywhere. And I feel better. I feel better today. I mean, I got up and I cleaned and cleaned and cleaned. And I still have so much more cleaning to do. I want to do that deep spring cleaning because my son's like, Mom, can we get a maid? And I'm all, do I really want to spend $40 on a maid? Nah. Nah. I can do it myself. I'm like, fine. And I got up and I made a roast today. I did laundry. I cleaned my kitchen. Yeah, I didn't mop my floor yet, but that's coming probably in the next day or two. And I think maybe we're in Virgo, or we just got out of Virgo. The moon, I should check it. I know we're in Libra now, though. The moon is, I think it's like a waxing crescent it's waxing crescent in Libra today for the astrology. All right. Oh, that was the other thing. A semi-dangerous near miss of a asteroid, or maybe it's a meteor, came by us. It's the size of the Empire State Building, but it did pass us by. They were a little bit worried, but there was an earthquake. It passed over this one city, and there was an earthquake, and this kind of stuff can cause anomalies in the magnetosphere, which already right now has anomalies, and it can cause tsunamis and earthquakes and all kinds of crazy stuff. Volcanoes can be sometimes activated with, I don't want to say near miss, because if it's a near miss, it was a hit. It's a near hit. But not really. I mean, it didn't come so close to Earth that it was sucked into our atmosphere. But it was close enough where scientists were alarmed. They were really deeply concerned there for about a week. But it passed. Everything's cool. We are still having other meteor showers. So if you want to get out there right before the sun gets up, like 2 or 3 hours before, go out into the countryside, get with your sweetie, and under a blanket. If your sweetie's a cat, all the better. Cats are really warm. But although it's summer in North America, so it's not as cold as it is here at night. But those meteors are still coming. So go check out the shooting stars. Make a wish and make it a good one. Today's lesson in A Course in Miracles is lesson 57. So we're going to continue on with the review. We're almost done with review. I think lesson 60 will be a brand new lesson. So lesson 57, I'm only going to go touch upon the general ideas. If you want to do this, you have to go look at acim.org, which stands for A Course in Miracles, or download an app of your favorite color and font and roll with it, because this is literally spiritual training for masters in training, basically. All right, the first idea is from lesson 31. I am not the victim of the world I see. I am not the victim of the world I see. Idea 2 from lesson 32. I have invented the world I see. I have invented the world I see. I like how this one's lined up. 3 is 33. So we have 333. Which is ironic because the topic tonight is 33. I'll tell you 33 what in a minute. Okay. 33. There is another way of looking at the world. There is another way of looking at the world. The fourth idea for today from lesson 34. I could see peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. And the fifth idea for the night, taken from lesson 35. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. So that concludes the deep and gentle thoughts from A Course in Miracles. All right, I'm going to take a quick little break. I'm getting a little cold in here. I need to go get some hot tea. And when I come back, I'm going to tell you guys 33 red flags of abusers, narcissists, and sociopaths. A lot of these, they will show you right away. I mean, within the first week. If any of these show up the first week, run. Run for your life. Run away. You don't want these people in your life. You don't need the hassle or the drama, especially if you're an empath. So 33 red flags of narcissists, sociopaths, and abusers. Right after this, it's going to be only like a 30. It's actually no, and it's like a 2-minute. You got about 2 minutes. Please let this play. It's just how I get paid. I get paid like a penny or something. You don't have to listen to it, but just let it play out, please. I'll be right back after this quick break. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you. If you're listening to this, you obviously like podcasts, and you probably like music too. Long walks on the beach, romantic dancing under the stars, and oh wait, we're not doing that right now. On Spotify, you can listen to all of that in one place for free, and you don't even need a premium account, which is cool. Free is always good. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcasts so you never miss an episode. Download episodes to listen to offline wherever you are, including your long romantic walks on the beach. Also, one thing I love about Spotify is that you can easily share what you're listening to with your friends via Spotify's integrations with the social platforms like Instagram. So that makes it really, really versatile. Just search for Metaphysical Soul Speak on the Spotify app or browse podcasts in the Your Library tab. And follow me, of course, don't forget, so that you'll never again miss an episode of Metaphysical Soul Speak. Spotify is the world's leading music streaming service, and now it can be your go-to for podcasts too. Thank you guys so much for supporting Metaphysical Soul Speak on Spotify. All right, guys, before I get into the 33 red flags of abusers, narcissists, and sociopaths, I'm going to read a couple things to you. The first thing just gave me chills, like really scary chills. The scary chills, like what you'll get when you hear a really horrible ghost story in the middle of the forest and and you're nowhere near a truck that you could hop in and drive away. That kind of chills. All right. It's called Letter from a Narcissist. I have to warn you, before we start, you should run. Don't look back. Forget you ever met me. I will break your heart. I will feel no remorse. I will fall fast and hard for you. I will love you to the point of exhaustion. I will make your family and friends love me. I will give you hope for a perfect future. I will speak of marriage and kids. I will get bored. I will lose all interest in your touch, your words, and your life. I will pull away without any explanation. You'll try to remind me of the good old days. I will have already moved on. You will defend me to your family and friends. I will pretend that I have never met them. I will not stop until you hate me more than you ever loved me. Like I said, run. But you won't. You think you can fix me. You're wrong. All right, I read it like as if I was a narcissist, because it's like I've been, unfortunately, with several people that were narcissists, and I didn't know anything about it at the time, and which is very weird. Like, why didn't they go over this more when I was getting my degree in psychology? I mean, the only thing I ever knew about narcissistic personality disorder was they like themselves too much. That's about it. It's like one sentence, maybe one paragraph. You know? That was about it. They didn't go into all of the ins and outs of the disorder. And I ended up in many relationships, one after another, not understanding. It's like, well, this one's like overweight and plays guitar. All right, well, he's a narcissist. Okay, well, the next one, he was a cop. Like it's just complete opposite. Not a crazy rebellious hippie dude that walks around barefoot, but a cop who's always very proper and always very, conservative, but yet he was still a narcissist. It's just like they're trying on different personalities, but yet below all of it, that's what they are. And I didn't know. I mean, I didn't really know that that's what I was doing, that was my pattern. And thank God I broke it. And that's why I'm going to tell you guys about it tonight, because if you're in what the hell am I talking about? I'm looking at this Pinterest board and I just got totally derailed by something I saw. Okay, if you're in a relationship with somebody like this, you're going to, it's just going to hurt you, like really deeply. So if you see the warning flags right now and I can help you get out of it, I'll be super happy, because I don't want anyone to suffer. So this is another one that was really creepy. It's dead on accurate too. A narcissist prayer. It's not really a prayer because it doesn't say dear God or amen. It's more like, to me, when I read this, I felt more like a manifesto or like an MO, modus operandi. But this is what it says. A narcissist's prayer. That didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, that's not a big deal. And if it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it. Like pretty creepy, right? All right. This board, it's a Pinterest board that I saw. I don't see the name of the person on it right now, but this is really, really excellent. They put you on guilt trips. I'm going to read to you what a guilt trip is. A special kind of manipulation tactic. A manipulator suggests to the conscientious victim that he or she does not care enough, they're too selfish, or they just have it easy. This usually results in the victim feeling bad and keeping them in a self-doubting, anxious, and submissive position. And what that does is it makes you want to do better. Because if you're an empath and you're a really good person, you always want to improve yourself. And narcissists will take advantage of that. Sociopaths and abusers, they take advantage of that. So, there was something here, one more thing I wanted to read, and then we're going to get right into it. Narcissists try to destroy your life with lies. The one thing they hate most is you telling the truth. That's true. Oh, there was another one. Yeah, the word salad one. But first I can give you this quote. Don't be ashamed because you are a narcissistic target. They target the sweetest, loving, most caring souls. So that's absolutely 100%. That's right on, baby. This one looks like it came right out of a conversation I had yesterday with somebody. A narcopath will never answer your questions honestly. Will never answer why. Instead, they will attack you for asking, or use diversion by saying things like, oh God, not again. To make you feel bad. So the cycle of abuse is that they will be loving and kind to you. They'll increase it till you just feel so super safe. And then they will say that they're being overprotective in the name of love. Then they will gain power through socially isolating you. Then they will restrict and control you, and control all of your resources like money, keys to your car, your cell phone, your laptop, your food. They'll also control and manipulate your activities, what activities you're doing. Then they will punish you through anger or sometimes even physical harm, as well as emotional and psychological abuse. Then they will act as if nothing happened. And while you're sitting there trying to pick up the pieces, feeling like, what the hell just happened? What was that? and you're trying to figure it out, all of a sudden they start loving you again and they're kind again. And then the whole thing starts over. And that's the cycle of abuse, especially when it comes to narcissism and sociopathic abusers. They always put on a good show to the outside world, especially on the social media. So they will have everyone believe they're a good person. They will tell everybody that you're a bad person when you break up, so that when you tell people that they're the abuser, they will already have the fake news that it's actually not you, that it really is them. So they will use all of your family and friends as weapons against you. We're going to go over that in a minute. And well, at the end, we're going to go over that. They give you the silent treatment. That's one of their favorite weapons. They'll love bomb you, and then they'll do that. So yeah, here's a good one. Abusers are able to fool those outside the home because they're usually abusing the ones inside the home. So outside the home, they're normal. They appear normal. And you never know it. Never know it. Like this one. A dog will look down when he's done wrong. A snake will look you right in the eye. Yeah. Anyway, this is an excellent Pinterest board. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it, okay? So here are the 33 red flags that abusers, narcissists, and sociopaths use to manipulate you and get you roped into their particular flavor of drama. So number 1, they assume they know what's good for you from day one. So say, for example, you have a date with someone and it goes really well and they're really cool, they're loving, they're kind, they're sweet, they're full of charisma, and you want to see them again, and you exchange numbers, everything's great, and you tell them, well, you got to get home because you got to work, and you work nights and you get home at 5 a.m. They'll call you at 7:30 a.m. And when you say, oh, I'm sleeping, they're going to say, well, why are you in bed so late? It'll be like 7:30 in the morning. And, that's an example. Don't you know it's healthy for you to get out of bed? Well, I told you I worked all night. You never told me that. That's the kind of stuff they do. They'll say, you never told me that. And don't be lazy. They'll call you lazy. You don't want to get out of bed at 7:30 or 8 in the morning. You're lazy, and they'll make you feel guilty. Make you want to get up to go be with them, but you've only had 2 hours of sleep. That's a prime example. So they will assume they know it's good for you from day one. They'll try to manipulate your diet. They will, sun is good for you, stay out for an hour, then you get sunburned, then they blame you. Even though they're the ones that kind of made you, go into that situation in the first place. And they're only doing it to manipulate you so they can later call you a dummy or erode your self-esteem. They start it pretty early. And so these are red flags to look out for. I didn't go on a date with this guy when he did this. It was so hilarious. I mean, not hilarious, but I told my therapist about it, and she's like, run fast, run far. Don't ever see that guy again. I got to my date with this person, and he was already sitting down. He said he's going to meet me in the doorway. And I got there 10 minutes early. He was already inside, and he already had his drink, and he was at the bottom of his drink. And he acted like I was late. First flag. Well, first flag, he wasn't at the door. Second flag, he was already sitting down and already had a drink and already done his drink. Third flag was he said, I'll get you a drink. And we were in Starbucks. So we went up to the counter together, and he ordered for me, talked over me, ordered for me, because green tea is healthier than the coffee I wanted. They know it's good for you from day one. That's the biggest red flag, and you might see that one literally right on the very first date. Number 2, just like we're talking yesterday, they will interrupt you because you don't really matter, to them. They're selfish, and they want to create arguments and drama. So they might start a miscommunication right from the first day. Number 3, there's a miscommunication, guys. That's my new one. Isn't that so cute? I'm going to turn that off. Man. I always remember until I don't. All right. I like the seagulls. It's so nice. All right. A manipulator, abuser, narcissist, whatever, sort of sociopath. A big, huge red flag is when they say, I love you too far, too fast. You might be on the first date and they're starting to already make plans with you, huge plans, like where are we going to buy our house? We're going to get married. We're going to have kids. How many kids are we going to have? I already have their names picked out. Oh, look, here, it's in my wallet. Our kids' names. You're like, dude, we're on a first date and we haven't even ordered the salad yet, If someone says they love you before 2 to 3 months for the first time, that's like a huge red flag. You might be feeling it from day one, but it's something you shouldn't say. Have that boundary. Get to know them more and more and more, because you don't know where it's truly going to lead. If you find out they're a narcissist, you're going to have to get out of there. Don't entangle yourself more than you have to until you get to know them as a person, until you get to know them as friends. So they will say things like, I love you. They'll try to get you in bed really fast. They'll try to pressure you to have sex. When you don't do it, of course, they'll call you a tease or, a prude. They'll try to get you into that mindset that if you don't do it, there's something wrong with you. Because they're manipulators, they're master manipulators, okay? So, 5, if they make a mistake, they will make an excuse about it. They won't ever admit that they made a mistake. And if they do, they might feel bad or remorse, but then immediately they'll flip it and turn it on you. You're the one that made them make the mistake. You're the one that got them all confused because you don't know how to talk, right? So they will always have an excuse for any mistakes they make, and they'll get extremely angry if you point it out. And then that leads us to number 6. Sixth red flag. The 6th red flag is they will always deflect anything that they did wrong, any misstep that they took. They will deflect it back onto you. They will make it your fault, and they will react with a rage that is way out of proportion to the situation. They will act extremely angry towards you. And it'll just be like, what? Where's that coming from? Number 7, if you point out their illogic, they will get ragey angry. So if you just say, like, you keep saying these things, but that's completely illogical, and I want to know why, they'll never answer you. They'll just get angry at you. And their anger is like used as a kind of a shield, because they don't really have an answer for their actions. They're not self-aware. They will, number 8, gaslight you. We talked about this before. They will say that you're confused. That never happened. You're the confused one. Okay. And then I wrote a couple words I don't know how to read. Didn't happen. Yeah, God, my writing is not very good. Hey, I could have been a doctor. Okay, my writing's not that bad. All right. Yeah, so it didn't happen. What are you talking about? That didn't happen. No, it didn't. Never happened. Yeah. Number 9, the 9th red flag that you are dealing with a narcissist, sociopath, or otherwise just a general abuser. 9 is what the hell? Oh my God, you guys, I know. Okay, this has got to be, I wrote 5, 6, 7, and then 8, and then 7. That looked like it was a 9, but then I put a thing through it, so it looked like a 7, and then 8, and then 9. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? So I thought some of these were kind of like the same a little bit, and I don't know why, I kept numbering it. I have no excuse for that. Is it ADHD? Probably. Dyslexia, maybe. What the heck? All right, so let's start back. We'll go backtrack a minute. So number 6 is they will deflect everything that you tell them. If you kind of point out a flaw, they'll deflect it back on you. They'll get very angry, and then they'll make it your fault. Then the next one would be 7. If you point out their logic, they'll get ragey and angry. Number 8 is they gaslight you. You're confused. Nothing happened. Number 9 is that they are cheaters. Cheaters. They believe that they're God's gift to the world. And that's their attitude. They believe that they are entitled to as much sex as they can get. And it doesn't matter if they hurt you because they don't even love you. In fact, they secretly hate you. That will come later. I'll mention that later. Toxic amnesia. They just is number 10. My God, these are numbered wrong. Okay. Toxic amnesia. They will cause doubt on purpose to cause chaos. They will literally not remember. That still kind of goes with number 8, though. So we could probably say that, yeah, I really messed this up. This is really screwy. My God. These are all kind of related, but what the hell? It's like, I don't know how to number things suddenly out of nowhere. 8 years of college later, I still don't know how to number things. Okay. What? Oops, I made a mistake. All right. They won't remember the toxic amnesia. They won't remember key events. They won't remember conversations or anything that took place. I told you guys that my ex-boyfriend from Peru came home right after I found out that my mom had died. And I was in a really bad state. I was crying. I was really upset. I really loved my mom. I talked to her every day, almost every day of my life. And we were really close. And towards the end, the last year or so, maybe 2 years, she was always very confused. She couldn't understand anything I said. She would have to hang up if I brought up any concepts that were hard. It upset her. She would have to, she's just like, I think she was losing her mind. She was getting dementia. And it was really hard to watch her go through that. And I knew she was suffering, and she was in a nursing home. But it was still obviously very hard to lose my mom. And he came home, held me in bed while I cried in his arms for 4 hours while he kissed my head and loved me and made me feel like the most special person in the world. And when he broke up with me, he said, one of the reasons is that I'm not close with my mom. I'm like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? He's like, well, like I talk to my mom every day and I've never seen you once in the past 2 months pick up a phone to talk to your mom. I'm like, because she's dead? Like, what? He's like, well, why didn't you tell me that? See, we're not even close. Why would you not even tell me that? It's like, you held me in your arms for 4.5 hours while you kissed my head and I cried. You know my mom died. And he's all, I don't think you told me that. I don't remember that at all. It's like, what? It's like crazy making. It's just crazy making on purpose. Because obviously he knows it, but he just doesn't, or he just doesn't know because he doesn't care. Never cared. Never loved me. It didn't matter at all to him. So the next one, which I numbered 10 like twice in a row. Oh my God. Okay, 11. Darn it. They will cause deception on purpose and heartache with the same love notes, the same poems, the same songs, the same dates in the same restaurant and then walk in the same park and the same pet nicknames as all of their exes. If they call, like there was a episode of Frasier where one of his clients, he hated his client, hated him. And he had given the advice to his producer, Roz, to just, try to make a commitment to the next guy that seems good and sweet, and just try to have a relationship, just test the waters. So she ends up in this relationship, this really great guy. And he was a narcissist. He was an abuser and a manipulator. He was a womanizer. And he was in the coffee shop and he's with Niles. And he turns around and they're together. And he's like, oh my God. And I'll never forget, he says he can't keep people's names straight. So he uses one odious nickname for everyone. He calls everybody Sunshine. And I just want to punch him in the face. And then, of course, a few minutes later, they walk over, and in front of Frasier, he calls Ross sunshine, and Frasier's like getting all kinds of angry and hot under the collar, like he can't do anything about it. He can't even mention that that's his client, and he can't tell Roz because of ethical reasons. And I'll never forget that. He goes, Sunshine, this odious nickname, Sunshine. It was just, I don't know, it was so funny, but that's what they'll do. So like if you ever run into their exes, and then you're going to find out that it's, oh, well, it's different with us. He wrote, he read me from Keats or whatever. And well, yeah, I was at this poem, and they'll like recite it, and you're like, oh my God. Oh, and is your love song this love song? I was with a man for like 2 years, and then one day he brought over a radio with a cassette in it, a really old-fashioned radio, and he played this song, and then we started to, and halfway through, he stops and goes, I've done this with every woman I've ever loved to this song. And I was just, I had to stop, get up, get dressed, and walk out of the room. It's like, I was livid. Like, what? I just felt so unspecial. And that's what they do. They want to make you feel unspecial. So, they're always going to flip the script on you. You're going to feel off balance, off kilter. And suddenly they're the victims of your abuse. They'll make you feel guilty and make you feel like you're the abuser. And for the third number, 11, everything else, I'm looking at this like I did actually number everything else okay. Why was I so distracted? I don't know what was going through my mind there. Okay. So it's like the second or third number, 11. They will immediately change their life plans for you. This kind of goes actually along with the number 4, which says, I love you too fast. And they make plans. They will suddenly change their life plans for you. I've had guys tell me, I'm going to come... I live over in Europe, but I'm going to come and live in Ecuador with you, or I'm going to come see you on my vacation. And it's like, these are guys, the guy literally said that to me this morning. I'm going to come to see you on vacation because you're my friend. I'm like, well, and I don't have a boyfriend, but I'm like, I have a date, like a weekend coming up with my boyfriend. So I might be busy when you're here. If you want to come here, maybe we could, we could hang out, go meet at a restaurant or something. I could maybe find a nice hotel for you. Like, hint, you're not going to stay with me. I don't know you. I don't mind having a date with you. Like, yeah, sure, let's go have lunch or something. But it's not going to be a date. I don't know you. Why are you flying half around the way around the world? Like, that sounds like a big fat manipulation to me. Excuse me for not trusting anyone, but I've had a really bad history, right? I mean, I've seen my twin flame's face, and I know he's a good man, and I just can't wait to meet him in person. I think I'm going to trust him. He'll be like the only person I've ever trusted in recent years. I know it. I just feel it. I mean, for him, I'm ready. For everyone else, nah. I think you should probably just go to Disneyland and leave me alone. But they will immediately change their life plans for you. And later they will use that as a guilt trip. I sold my house for you. I moved to your country for you, or your city for you. I did all these things for you. I sold my car and bought a new one for you. Just whatever. It's like, that was all your decision. It was all on you. That's what you did all on your own. No one asked you to, right? And then they'll say that's not true. And then that starts that weird circular argument crap again. Okay, number 12. And then I think from there we have actually real numbers. Number 12 is they will mock, ridicule, make light of your pain. They will make fun of you. They'll make fun of your weight, your shape, your hair, your height, whatever it is that you do for a hobby, for a living. If you have any habits, they will make fun of you relentlessly. They'll be sarcastic humor. And there's going to be a lot of secret, hidden anger, hatred, and resentment of you in their humor. Mocking you, ridiculing, it's all just really bad. Making light of your pain. My stepmom used to, like if I fell down, she'd say, "Did you break the sidewalk?" When I was like a super skinny little kid, so it wasn't even a fat joke, which is, fat jokes are never jokes. They're just horrible, cruel bullery. I just made up a cool word, bullery. But, yeah, it's just, like they'll mock you, make light of your pain. Like, you fall and you hurt yourself really bad. They'll just laugh at you. Oh, get up, you're faking it. They'll ridicule you and, sarcasm. If you get sick, I had a narcissistic boyfriend who, when I got sick, he'd say, "You're just weak." I almost died. I ended up in the hospital. In fact, I ended up in quarantine. I was coughing up blood. I did talk about that before. And he just said, "You're just weak. You're just weak-minded. It's your fault. It's your fault for being sick." So I got this virulent strain of a virus from a military base that they were testing on some of the soldiers, and they had the cure. They cured my boyfriend at the time. He was my fiance. They cured him right away, and I still have it, and it's been 25 years. So they couldn't cure me. They couldn't do anything for me because I wasn't in the military. And they even said, "We wish we could give you a shot of vitamins," they said. Crazy. And then they kept asking him, "Is she dead yet?" They're like very curious, like writing and scribbling down in a notebook. Super creepy stuff. Anyway, they will mock, ridicule you, make fun of your pain. If you're sick or you're in pain, they'll just like, "I'm in intense pain, can't get up. I've been in bed for 2 days. My headache is so bad, I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm dying." They'll go, Anyway, about me. It's just how it goes. Isolation. They will isolate you from your dreams. They'll do isolation dreams with you in the beginning. "Oh, we should move to Greece. We should live on an island. We should get all of our supplies. There won't be any Wi-Fi or anything, so nothing to distract us from our love." It's like living on an island is super romantic and amazing, and I would love to do that. I will need Wi-Fi. I will need a way to speak to my children. I will need a way to call a boat. I need a radio to call a boat in the event I need to leave the frickin' island, I don't want to be trapped. I don't feel like I ever want to be trapped. But they will that will be the dreams. Let's run away together, live on an island. We'll raise goats and it'll just be you and me, baby. It's so romantic. We'll be in our cabin in the woods. There's no Wi-Fi. Nothing can take us away from our love. And later, the isolation is when they actually cut you off from your family, your friends, sometimes your hobbies and your job. They will intercept calls. They will answer emails for you to help you. My friend was married to a narcissistic abuser and didn't know how to get in touch with me or tell me about it. And I got some really horrible, evil, scathing emails from her. I pretty much told her to F off, never want to talk to you again. And we didn't talk for 20 years. And she and I finally got back together as friends about 6 years ago, right before I left the States. And she was crying on the phone to me. She's going, he wrote that letter. I would never talk to you like that. I love you. We've been through thick and thin together. We went through 4 years of college together. You know me. I'm like, yeah, that's why I was so shocked you would be so mean to me. I thought it might be him. And I wrote back and asked it was him. She said, yeah, he blocked you after that. And she said, I'm so ashamed because I'm such a strong, independent woman, and I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. And he isolated me, and he made sure that everybody in her family loved him. so that later when she talked bad about him, like saying he was an abuser, he could say she's crazy. And they'd say, you're crazy. He's such a nice guy. He helped me with my refrigerator. He helped me move to my new apartment. He helped me with this. He did that. Why would you think he's bad? You know, that's what they do. All right. So let's see. No privacy. You'll never have any privacy. They will intrude. They will interrupt you. They'll interrupt your sleep, your work, your meditations, your yoga. They will interrupt you while you're having a conversation with your mother or your friends on the phone. They will even rush into the bathroom to ask why you've been in there so long. You know, they know you're in there taking a bath or whatever it is you're doing, but they will have to come in and look at you to interrupt your privacy on purpose. Number 15, they literally have no boundaries. They will make you late for your appointments. They will keep you from your goals of your life or for your goals for your day. They will keep you in a conversation so long that you won't make dinner on time, and then they blame you for it and belittle you and mock you and ridicule you and make you feel like 2 inches tall because you didn't get dinner on time, but it was all their fault. And you can't say that because then they get all butthurt and starts their rage. And then that becomes the rageaholic thing for the night, right? So they will infiltrate your life from early on. Oh, I'll just go with you to the dentist. I want to keep you safe. That kind of thing. They don't have any sense of humor when it comes to you telling a joke because you're not funny. You might be a stand-up comedian and make millions of people laugh even, but they would never laugh at you because you're not funny. All those people are idiots. What do they know? Seriously, that's how a narcissist would be. Again, that's not anything to do with my life. That's just... All right, so they will refuse to laugh at your jokes, but they will use their own sarcastic wit to tell you that you're stupid. Don't give up your day job. You know, my ex my last husband, the last husband I was married to anyway, the one that died, he was working on his car up on the street in front of our friend's house. And the friend came outside and said, what's that thing down there? It looks like a piece of your carburetor there. And there was nothing there. He was just teasing him, you know, just to make light, make joke. Hey, aha, gotcha, haha. You know, just normal. Like, you know, Dan was kind of funny and he was just always messing with people. And that was just his way. And he wasn't a narcissist. He was a really sweet person, actually. But he was pointing that out. And my husband just said, oh, haha, very funny. You know, you're a real effing clown. You should get your own sideshow. And later they came to him, like he went over there like a couple days later, like nothing happened. And they're like, oh, you dare show your face around here after what you said to my husband? That's what my friend Tina said. And he's like, what? What did I say? All I said to him was, humor's good for the soul. Keep trying. And she's like, that's not at all what you said. That's not at all. Like, we all heard it. You said it so loud and so angrily, everyone inside my house heard it. And they all came out and they're like, yeah, that's what you said. He didn't even remember it. It's weird, right? It could have been the brain cancer, but I mean, he was shocked. He came home like in shock. He's like, so this is what I thought I said, and this is what I said. And so I don't know. I mean, he seemed like at the end he was a narcissist, but also he had brain cancer, so I'm not really quite certain what happened there. But that's an example, though. That's like something a narcissist would do. So number 17 is they will talk bad about their exes, even on the first date. So this is a huge red flag, calling them names. Oh, she was such a C word. She was such a B word. Oh my God. But guess what? This is how they're going to talk about you when it's over. Be aware of that. How you do anything is how you do everything. And that's 100% true in every case of everything ever. I've noticed it since T. Harv Eker taught that to me in the room of 1,000 people, where I learned this. How you do anything is how you'll do everything. And I pretty much have figured that that's absolutely true. 18, this is something that you're going to notice right away. Big red flag when they treat people badly. The maitre d' at the restaurant, the wait staff, service people are beneath them, right? Gas station attendants, the people that go to get the keys, the valets. So if you go on a date to a nice restaurant and they treat everyone in the room badly, boom, 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 red flag. Get the hell out of there. Don't go on a second date. Mean to taxi drivers if you take a taxi, all that, right? Love bombing, which I already mentioned, number 19, they, especially on social media, they're just too much. They're just over the top. I mean, every day it's with flowers and teddy bears and, bonbons or whatever the hell they're doing, poems and songs, and everything is just love, 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 love. Cards, flowers, whatever, saying I love you constantly. They're too good to be true. They're charming and they're charismatic. They're doing this now because they're getting ready to lower the boom, where they're going to ghost on your ass and get out of your life for a few days and make you feel so emotionally like flip-floppy that when they do come back, you're going to be so grateful to have them back because they were so pleasant to be with in the beginning. And they do that to confuse and create chaos and drama, right? So number 20, they make the rules. You have to obey them. It's my way or the highway. Number 21, they will ignore you, ghost you, punish you with silent treatment, which I just mentioned. That's usually right after the love bombing. Number 22, big red flag. They are very jealous. Ooh, very, 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 very jealous of pretty much anyone you mention, any of your exes, anyone you're working with, anyone you talk about at all. However, they will try their damnedest to get you to feel jealous about all of their exes. They will constantly talk about their exes or other people to make you feel jealous and off kilter. I was on a date with one of my exes. It's a narcissist. And he goes, ooh, she's cute. I wouldn't mind knocking boots with her. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow without you. And then the next day, he called me and he said, oh, I should have dropped by. I was just down at the bar we were at yesterday. Prime example. Another boyfriend, I told you I have a really crappy love life history, but another one would would talk about how his ex would have an orgasm like right away, like within 5 minutes. So what's wrong with me? Right? Comparing is a really embarrassing thing. It was just like, but after 5 minutes, hello. It's like, I didn't even get my shoes off yet. Like, what, it was like really like that kind of a thing. Yeah. And that's what they'll do. I'm sorry to bring up such a personal example, but they will hit you at the core where you live, right? Why don't you make enough money? Why isn't your job good enough? Why aren't you sexy? Why aren't you sexier? Why don't you please me the way I need you to? They will use and manipulate you in every possible way. They have no boundaries. I'm bringing that up, and it sounds like I have no boundaries because I said that, but I'm bringing it up because you need to know, like, if someone criticizes you in what you do in the bedroom, you're not doing this fast enough, you're not doing that good enough, you don't understand my instructions, or they'll flip the instructions for what they want. And then they'll blame you for it. I mean, how you do anything is how you'll do everything. Why do you cook that in butter? That's always terrible when you do it in butter. Then when they cook it, it'll be in butter, and they'll do it on purpose to make you crazy. Why are you drinking soda? It's totally unhealthy. Next day they'll come by, here, I bought you a soda. And then if you go, oh, great, thanks. And then they'll say, I know you like soda. That's why you're fat. Yeah, and it's just like on and on and on and on, on and on and on and on. It's a constant sort of criticism, Okay, number 23 is they will withhold information on purpose. They will get angry when you ask them. Later, they will say that, well, we already talked about that. You already know. They will purposely withhold information to keep you emotionally off kilter for days, weeks. You don't really know what they meant by that. You don't really know. You ask a question, it's a simple yes or no, and they can't answer it. And it's like, what? And this happened to me yesterday, and I talked about this in my show yesterday. With this guy. It's like, I'm not even in a relationship with this guy. At first I thought he's really sweet, obviously, because the charismatic thing, the charming thing, and also, by the way, he's very good looking. A lot of narcissists are very, very good looking, and they know it, and they manipulate you with their good looks, and they do it on purpose. Not every good looking person, obviously, is an abuser, but a lot of abusers are very good looking, or they do their best with what they've got. It's very weird. So number 24, they make unreasonable restrictions upon you. You have to have check-in times. You got to call them at a certain time. If if you're supposed to call them at 2 and you call at 2:01, they know you've just been having sex with your boss. And they will start a fight about it. And it's completely unreasonable, completely ridiculous. And it's just to make you crazy. They could give a crap less if you had sex with half the staff at your work. They would not care. They don't care about you. They don't love you. But they will use it as a point of contention to make you feel guilty and bad about yourself, to undermine your self-esteem so that you stay with them, because they themselves have no self-esteem. They want to make you as miserable as they are. So they'll use a phone app to track you. They will follow you. They will stalk you. They will discourage you from what you love to do. They will zap your joy. Number 25, they are joy stealers. They will sabotage you. They'll sabotage your car, your money. They'll take away your gas. Oh, can I use your car? They'll drive around, for 30 minutes if they don't have to, just to make sure you only have enough gas to get to work and nowhere else. It might even leave you stranded because you had a full tank of gas before. They will sabotage you. My ex would say he's going to get my inhaler, and I'd stay home with the kids, and he would stay out extra late and come home and no inhaler. Oh, oops, I forgot. That I might die without that. Oh, it's too bad. They close in 5 minutes and it's 30 minutes away. They put you in those kinds of positions, like life or death positions, and they don't give a crap. They don't give a crap. So, absolute joy stealers. They will take away your friend's relationship, family. They will play the go-between between you and your mom. Oh, she can't come to the phone right now. She's feeling really sick. Well, I'll tell her that for you. And then they will make up a lie. They're constantly lying. They will lie to you about what your mom said. They will drive a wedge between you and your mom. And it might take weeks or months to unravel all the lies. That is a classic red flag. Classic one. Number 26 will make you feel like you're always scared. You're walking on eggshells. You feel an uneasiness in the pit of your stomach. That feeling is so and you just don't know what to do about it. But when you feel that feeling, run. Run for your life, run fast, run far. That's a huge red flag. When you feel that, if you feel that on the first date, get the hell out of there. Make an excuse, say you're sick, get out of the restaurant, leave. You don't want to be involved with this person. 27, you can never be good enough for them. They say, no wife of mine is going to work if you get married to this person. If you end up all that way into it, no wife of mine is going to work. I'm going to take care of you, baby. I'm the provider. I'm the man. I'm the da-da-da-da-da. Or woman or whatever. It doesn't matter. Gender doesn't matter here. This is all non-binary. Anyone can be a narcissist, not a man, not a woman, only. It can be anyone, a man or a woman, so I'm trying to say. Sorry. So they'll like, what's wrong with you? Why can't you get a job? You're so lazy. After they tell you no wife of mine's going to work, a year later, they'll like, why don't you have a job? For a whole year, you've been so lazy, just laying around doing nothing. It's like, excuse me, I've been raising the kids. It's like, I'm up at dawn with the kids. I'm changing diapers. I'm teaching them the alphabet. Like, what the hell? What do you mean I've been laying around doing nothing? Did you not see me give birth? It's like they will put you in that kind of a mindset, like, what? And then when you go get a job, then they'll say, why are you never here? Don't you love your kids? Don't you love me? Don't you love your family? Who's your other man? You must be sleeping with somebody else. You must be sleeping with your boss. You can't win. You can't win. You can't win at their stupid game. The only way you win is when you cash in your chips and you walk the hell away. Run fast, run far. These are red flags. Number 28, they will make you feel guilty all the freaking time because their misery is your misery. Misery loves company. They are always miserable. It's always your fault, they say. It's not. The hint is this. They're the ones that are the miserable ones. They are the moody mofos. Moody mofos. I was with a guy who none of these things he showed me at all. He was very sweet. And then one day came the moodiness. And I just remember I snapped. I looked at him and I said, you know what? I hate moody men. And then he just tried to shape up, right? And after that, I knew it was over. I was never going to be with him. We kind of stayed together for another 2 or 3 weeks. I kind of avoided him during that time. Then I finally just broke up with him. I left the country. And it's like, he might not have been an abuser. He might have just been having like a bad day that day, but it was just like ridiculous. He was moody. And I was just like, I hate moody men. Because I just recognized that as a sign. Even though at the time I didn't even know what an abuser, not an abuser, I didn't know what a narcissist was. I didn't know what a sociopath was. I wasn't really, clear on all this. I'm clear on it now. And it took me years to get clear. That's what I'm trying to help you guys. If you are not involved with someone like this and you're in a great relationship, but you might know someone who is, so please tell them about this episode. Because you might actually save someone's life, because abusers get so bad that sometimes it turns deadly. So, especially if the person keeps going back. Especially once a physical abuse starts, usually that's going to end in death if the person stays. It's like, I think it was like 8 times out of 10 or 9 times out of 10. If it gets physical, it gets to that point. One of you is going to murder the other one. Whether it's Farrah Fawcett in the burning bed situation, like a Lorena Bobbitt thing, or the opposite where, I mean, it can get really bad. So, stuff I'm telling you is not just, haha, that's funny, narcissist. I mean, really, it's not funny. This is really no joke. These are huge red flags. Let's see. Yeah, I already said this one. 29, they secretly hate you. They lack empathy and the ability to love in all its forms. So they only say that they love you because it's a manipulation. They know that it's super easy for them to manipulate you. It's natural to control those that they can. 30, they will turn back on you everything. They will use all of your words, all of your stories, all of your heartaches and woes from the past that you told them in confidence. They will start telling all of your friends and family when you break up. They will use it on you. Oh, remember you told me that 20 years ago you wanted to commit suicide? Well, guess what? I'm taking that to court to take your kids away from you. You are a risk. You're going to be a bad parent. I'm going to steal your kids away from you because you had a weak moment 15 years ago. Happened to me. # true story. Even though 15 years without those feelings and, yeah. So, but they will take everything and anything you tell them in confidence, and the whole world's going to know it on social media. The whole town will know it. Your family will hear of it. Their family will know. All of your friends. And you're going to start losing people one by one if you leave the relationship. But you know what? So what? Crunch all you want. We'll make more friends for you. It's okay. If you have to save yourself, you have to save yourself, period. Okay, 31. That one I said. It's basically everything that you've told them is just their strapping up their gat. It is their emotional weapons. This is their stones and their arrows that will be shot back at you later. So anything you tell a narcissist comes back on you. Number 31, they will lie if they're caught, and they will still lie when you prove it to them that they're a liar. They will still lie. Donald Trump is a prime example of this. He is one of the biggest narcissists on the planet. Grandiose ideology. He thinks he's better than everybody else. If it's news that's against him, it's fake news. If it's news for him, it's brilliant news. He's a big fat liar. Big liar. His pants should be on fire, like the color of his head. Number 32. They will break down your self-esteem. If you are still with them and you go along with it and you think you could change them and fix them, and you become kind of a meek, shy person without any ideas or opinions of your own after a while. You become a former, you are a shell of your former self. You're just hollow and empty inside. You don't know who you are anymore. They will all along, they will make you think it's going to get better. I'll get better. Everything's going to get better. We're going to get better, baby. Don't worry. And they will keep you strung along. And for a marriage to an abuser, sociopath, or narcissist, usually will last 11 to 13 years is the norm if they really wanted that marriage family thing. After 11 to 13 years, they will dump your ass and you'll try to get them back, but it's too late. They already have somebody in line. They already have their next supply. They have their next victim already on the line. They've probably, before they start to divorce you, they probably already have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or already somebody who they're priming to get their hooks into. So number 33, and this is the last one, and it's called the flying monkey. I love the name of it. It's so cute. Flying monkey. All right. The flying monkey effect is when they will get their exes, which is a double whammy, or they'll get your friends, your family. I wrote friends, better yet your friends. I meant family, better yet your friends. They will get all your people to say, you know, he's doing this or she's doing this. It's so crazy, right? And then they will get everybody you know to talk to you about what you're doing that's so crazy, even if you're not even doing that and it's not even true. That's the flying monkeys. They will send out their minions, their flying monkeys, which becomes your family and friends, become weapons against you. They will tell lies so that everyone around you suddenly appears to be against you. And then the double whammy is when they have their exes do it. When my ex told his ex that I was really fat, which I'm not, and that I'm really old, which I'm not. I was older than him, but told her that I had wrinkles and I was ugly. And so she wrote me on Facebook and told me that I was really fat and wrinkles. And I mean, all this stuff is not even true about me. People usually meet me and think I'm, good looking-ish, and I'm like 30, even though I'm 50. I don't look like what she was describing, but she's like, leave him alone. You're fat. You're ugly. Why is he even with you? And, and I'm like, well, delete, block, report, bye, But, when they make someone else, especially their ex, a flying monkey, that's really like so harsh, right? But for me, it was one of the last straws. I knew it was on the way out and hurt when it ended. And I haven't been with anyone in 3 years. I'm afraid, man, with my track record. I'm just waiting for my twin. I know him. I'll know him when I see him. I'll know him when I hear his voice. I have a feeling. But I'm not going to say that I love you or any of that until I've known him. I want to get to know him and be his friend first. even with a twin flame, even when you know they're a twin, just be patient and relax and see what they're all about. And your twin might be having those red flags, so you still have to be careful, be cautious. Love yourself enough to know when it's time to walk away. And speaking of walking away, I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being my listener and my subscriber. I'm glad you guys are here. We're on this beautiful journey of ascension together. And part of it is learning how to protect ourselves from those that would harm us while we are trying to shine our best light. Don't let this happen to you. Listen to the warning flags. Listen to what your body and your mind is telling you. Listen to this episode as many times. Disculpe. Sorry. Listen to your gut instinct. Listen to this episode as many times as you need to get clear on this information. It is so important. It is so important not to be manipulated by the wrong people, because they're just going to keep you away from Mr. or Mrs. or Ms. Right. Or mix. I don't know all the gender words now. So many to keep up with. Anyway, that's it. I gotta go. I will be back with all the original programming. Feel free to write me if you need clarification on any of this information. metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com. Another resource is Kim Saeed. So that's it for now. I am signing off with peace and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Until next time, peace. Chances are you've heard of CBD oil, but maybe you're a little afraid it might make you a little high or super drowsy. Possibly you're not going to pass mandatory drug testing at work. Am I right? Well, I found an amazing company. I'm including the link in this episode's description. Okay. This is derived from only the hemp plant. It does not contain THC, which is the factor in marijuana that makes you high. This CBD oil has been known to reverse aging, help you through weight loss issues. You will literally lose weight on our products if you want. Also reverses hair loss. It also helps you with things like insomnia, anxiety, pain in your muscles and joints, and it gives you benefits throughout your body with its high quality antioxidants. We even have a vape. Would you like to try the blueberry cheesecake? I know I would. I mean, there's so much danger with vaping these days, but not when it is only CBD oil. That's right. You could vape not only anytime you want, because it's not going to make you high, but it's also going to be healthy for you. How's that? Pretty cool, right? Well, go ahead and look in my episode description for my link. And, well, start using your CBD oil today. If you're interested in the business end of it, it's absolutely free to join. It's absolutely free every month, actually. I have never seen a business like this in all my life. So you can start, well, using your CBD oil, and you can start a brand new side hustle for yourself. Hey, as in, hey, Yoga Shaman approves of this message. I love you guys, and well, here's to your health.